Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is now 8 a.m. You're listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's Monday, January 11th, 2021. Hope you're having a great Monday. Good way to start off a blessed day and a blessed week. So we got some news to talk to you guys about. We got something special. We had a great time meeting a new business, and we're going to show that to you guys here coming up shortly. Highlight and showcase, you know how we do, Aurora business and all things positive going on in Aurora. It's what we try our very best to do here on this show. You're listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. You're looking good. You're smelling good. You're sounding good. Monday morning is here. So let's start off with some news that we got. Oh, good morning to our friends. Shout out Presidential Cleaning Services. Let's see what's going on here in the news. Some things to talk about. Starting on January 23rd and going until May 22nd, Art and Market Aurora, a great gathering of vendors and artisans happening every second and fourth Saturday at Society 57. This will be a safe and socially distanced, fun shopping experience. Make sure you save your Saturdays and come on out and take part in that. Shouts go out to Aurora Downtown, Society 57, and all of the associated businesses. The Aurora Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, CVB, is thrilled to announce that the Aurora Country Club is going to host the 94th Annual Women's Western Junior Golf Tournament in 2021, one of the oldest junior tournaments in the United States. The tournament is organized by the Women's Western Golf Association and Western Golf Association of, what is that, America? I'll double check that. The Women's Western Junior is set for June 21st through the 25th, 2021, and it marks the first time that the Aurora Country Club will host a WWGA championship. Awesome. The 94th Annual Women's Western Junior was initially planned for 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the event was rescheduled for this year. By June, tourism officials at the Aurora area CVB are cautiously optimistic that the event will go ahead, potentially with spectators. Shouts go out to our friends at the Aurora area CVB. Big shouts, as always. All right, Aurora Library's got a bunch of good stuff coming up. We've been telling you guys about that for a little while. So in other news, before we get to those, I want to break down and let you know that the Goldfinch January pop-up drive-through edition is coming up Sunday, January 17th at 14 North May Street in Aurora, which is Wesley United Methodist Church. And it's going to be in conjunction with Strawberries Barbecue. And it's going to be from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Wesley United Methodist Church. So shout out to the church, Strawberries Barbecue, and of course Goldfinch Cafe. Great stuff going on. The Aurora Rapid Response Team Executive Board issued a statement on January the 7th about the deplorable, shameful, disgusting takings place at the Capitol. We posted that on our Instagram. We will repost that message to make sure it gets out there. It was pretty good, or excuse me, it was excellent actually, and we stand by it as well. The Aurora Rapid Response Team Executive Board will make sure that that goes out. The Aurora Rapid Response Team has a mission to educate, advocate, and investigate on behalf of our immigrant and refugee neighbors in the Aurora area. Shouts out to our friends of the Rapid Response Team. Okay. Also in the news, Housing Choice Voucher waiting list. The application period is open. It opened at 9 o'clock this morning, and it closes this Friday at noon. Now, it's a very short window, I know. We will post a post about this and share it to complete the application through the My Housing portal on the City of Aurora Housing Authority's website, which is separate from the city. A lottery will be held to determine random placement on the waiting list. Submitting your application will not be on a first-come, first-served basis. The order in which applications are received will not be a factor in placement on the waiting list. and 2,000 applications will be granted placement on the list. Aurora Housing Authority is located at 1449 Jericho Circle in Aurora. Okay. Now, the Aurora Public Library's schedule of events is as follows, and they start this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Citizenship and recent updates on immigration. An immigrant legal services specialist from World Relief Chicagoland is going to be present talking about the process and updates. Wednesday the 20th, 6 p.m., contacting your elected officials. Political staffer Lily Rocha will cover best practices to contact local, state, and federal representatives. Thursday the 21st, 7 p.m., Civic Education Series, County Boards, partnership with the League of Women Voters in Aurora. It's about the importance of county boards and how they impact your life. February and March initiatives are going to be highlighting culture. Excuse me. I'm sorry to clear my voice in your ear. You were listening to the second largest city's first daily news podcast, but I took a sip of water, and how sometimes it goes down the wrong little pipe. That's what happened. All right. Friday, February 12th, 10 a.m., Tai Chi for the Chinese New Year. The ancient practice of Tai Chi, clinically proven to be an effective exercise to improve health, fitness, and relaxation, will be available to adults. And Tuesday, February 16th, 7 p.m., Growing Your Business with LGBTQ-Friendly Practices, part of the Fairness and Equality for a Better Aurora series. And that's with the Aurora Human Relations Commission. Thursday, March 18th, 7 p.m., Civic Education, Township Government. Learn about what township government does and how it impacts, its role in policy making. I'm really tongue twisted this morning, you guys, and I do apologize about that. But this coffee has got me tongue tied. Well, there you go. And the League of Women Voters of the Aurora area is teaming up with the Aurora Public Library to present that Civic Education Township Government series on March 18th at 7 p.m. All right. The temperature right now is 27 degrees. Tomorrow will be 34 degrees. Wednesday, 37 degrees. Thursday and Friday have the potential for snow. Thursday, 30%, and Friday, 40%, respectively. All right. Currently cloudy, and that is the weather. And with that being said, I want to say and give a shout out to some of our most recent YouTube subscribers, Cindy and Jolie, Mike Olson, and Mr. Lawrence. That's right. All right. Tune in to the show. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify as well. We're proud to be the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Much love, respect, peace, and shout outs go to our listeners, fans, subscribers, and everyone in Aurora who's doing something positive. And that's the news.
Bozik, and I'm the president and founder of Maddie's Mitten merch. I'm from North Aurora, and I currently go to school in Peoria.
Okay, Peoria.
Yeah.
What's Peoria like?
Definitely, you see a lot of similar things that Aurora has in terms of economically, but it's also one of the few major cities in central Illinois, so it's kind of like everything just kind of gathers in that one spot.
It's a little more rural in Peoria, right?
It's pretty much a city in the middle of a cornfield. Feels like sometimes.
What's the other big city that it's by? Isn't there another larger city, more well-known city than Peoria?
It's about 45 minutes from Bloomington.
Okay, all right. I've been to Bloomington before. So today it's a brand new year. We're here and everything. What's your outlook for 2021 so far?
Just hoping to give away more stuff and hoping for a little bit of better than 2020.
Right. So I'm glad to learn about people who are doing good things for the community. I really am. Growing up, what impact did your dad have in your life?
Both my parents, I think they just raised me to be grateful for what I have and, take care of others. So if I see something, take action.
That's a good philosophy. That's a good way to live. Now, what's it like being a person who's from North Aurora and getting established, with the business and everything? How's that been like?
Different.
Yeah.
It's really cool because, I've always lived here, and then, we, obviously everyone's on social media. Me and my family will go on Facebook, and someone will be like, just in a regular community group, say, hey, where can I give away this stuff? And it's funny to look in the comments, and people just keep mentioning your name.
Just putting you out there as that kind of person.
You can donate all your stuff here, or there's a great organization. It's cool to have that impact and people knowing that this resource is available.
North Aurora doesn't get as much news sometimes as Aurora does.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I think just Aurora has a lot more history to it, and North Aurora's a bit smaller.
Aurora kind of dominates.
Yeah.
Just, the big guy on the field kind of thing. So, what's Maddie's Mittens all about? How'd you come up with the name?
Maddie's Mitten March started when I was 10 years old. It originally started to be just kind of a one-time project. I saw kind of a gap in this area where, you always see food pantries around, but you don't see a lot for people fulfilling the needs of clothing, specifically winter clothing. So I decided just to do a distribution and a collection in my neighborhood. So I collected and then distributed to schools, churches, and local cities' offices so they can distribute it however they need. And then I was like, this is fun. I want to do it again.
Okay.
So and then every year we just kept doing it, and it just got bigger every single year to the point of now we have 2 buses and just go to various distributions.
Do you go outside of state?
No, with our nonprofits, yes, we have to operate within the state of Illinois.
Okay. Where's some of the faraway places that it's taken you?
We have done a distribution in DeKalb. We've done a collection in Roselle. I think that's about the farthest we've gotten. But we're always open to new things. Like, since I go to school in Peoria, there has been talk about possibly taking a bus down to Peoria doing the distribution down there. Because there is a need out there, too.
Okay. So what's your day-to-day like?
I mean, honestly, every day is a little bit different. Right now I'm on winter break, so I've been here just kind of get as much stuff done with the charity as I can and visiting with my family. And then this week I actually go back to school. So then I'll go back to Peoria. I try to do as much as I can over the phone with my family, and then that's where my family is a giant help. My sister and my parents, they do a lot of the hands-on stuff like distributions. They still have them while I'm gone, or collections. Like, I think in the next 2 weeks they actually have a giant event where a group is coming in and doing sorting for us at our facility where we store everything. And then between that I go to school and go to work as well.
What's e-learning been like?
Sorry, what was that?
What's e-learning been like?
Definitely different.
Really? How so?
I prefer, honestly, to be in class and learning. So it's definitely been an adjustment. I understand the pandemic, we all just have to adjust, and I think my school has done a great job on learning how to do that adjustment and make it a smooth transition.
Right, just how to roll with it. Can you ever see yourself going back to school and like the packed hallways and all that and yada yada?
I would love to see that. I miss it.
So tell me about the very first days of giving things to people and like helping people out. So that initial spark when it was set, what was that like?
Honestly, I didn't think much of it. It was just, we have a plan, let's do it. And people would say thank you, people would be grateful. I never got to see the final end result, who got this stuff. It was just, initially it was, we just give it to other organizations and they do their own form of distribution. So getting the buses, it's amazing and very rewarding to see how grateful people are because they are the end person who's getting it, and it's very rewarding.
Have you distributed things yourself? You do?
So yeah, pretty much our main form of distribution right now is we'll go through other organizations like Mary Wilkinson Food Pantry. We'll go to actually their distributions and set our bus up so
Mary
people
Wilkinson's good place.
So people can do both at the same time, and then they'll just come on, grab what they need, and get off. So we'll usually do many. We have been increasing our amount of those every single year.
How big is that bus?
Ooh.
A huge
I'd say it's
bus.
about.
That is like the literal old school, we're going on a trip bus. And you guys have 2 of those.
We have 2, and that one's our bigger one we just got to replace our original because our original was getting very rusted out and old, where the maintenance was just becoming to be a lot. So this one we have currently is about 3 foot longer than a standard school bus.
What does America mean to you?
I think it's a place where people can have opportunity and freedom to do what they want and pursue any dreams they have because they're given that opportunity and the resources too.
And when did Maddie's Mittens start?
Maddie's Mittens started in 2009.
2009.
I was 10 years old.
What was I doing when I was 10? When I was 10, I was doing cool stuff. There used to be what was that governor's name? I can't think of what his name, but he had like a nationwide Apple program. I took part in that, and recently, just last year, I found that certificate. You know, doesn't mean much now. I couldn't get $10 for it, but it's a very good thing.
Sentimental.
Yep. 1992. That's when I was 10. So, do you have people, or are there others in your circle that lack and have lacked?
What do you mean by that?
That don't have anything, that they struggle, and things like that, that they don't have clothing?
I wouldn't say personally in my circle. I went to West Aurora, so you see a wide range of people, but it being such a big school, you don't know a lot of people that, yes, you know a lot of people, but you don't see every end of it.
Right.
So, but I think my friends have also been very generous and helped me with my project as well, and they've gotten involved.
Now, does Maddie's Mitten have social media?
Yes, so we have a Twitter and we have a Facebook as well as we have a website.
Okay, what's the website?
TheMittenMobile.com.
TheMittenMobile.com.
Yep, and that website is also accessible through our Facebook page.
Now, there's a couple other places. Besides Marie Wilkinson's, I think there's the food pantry. Have you guys done anything with the food pantry in regards to ways of clothing?
We have also done a distribution with the Aurora Interfaith Food Pantry. And the one we go to in DeKalb is the Bar Food Mart.
The Bar Food Mart? What's in DeKalb? You guys?
They do it through the school.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not the college, but I believe the high school. They have an actual food pantry within the school.
What's the most important piece of winter clothing?
I wouldn't say there's one singular important piece. I think it's more so just, it depends on the person. Honestly, I'm a person who can be fine running around without a coat on. It kills my parents a little bit. I think they had to force me to get a coat this year.
But then again, as it would.
Then again, I can't live without a winter hat. Like I can't do it. So I think, and then can be other people who are like, I don't care if I have a gloves, but just give me a coat.
Do you take part in any other like charitable initiatives and organizations and things like that? Besides clothing donation?
Besides clothing donation, that's kind of the primary. During school, I'm actually a volunteer firefighter as well with a department in West Peoria.
Okay.
That's the volunteering I do for those two things.
Seeing the action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You get to see a lot of cool things.
Tell me a story. What's one cool thing that you've seen? I've never been a firefighter. However, I have hung out with some firefighters.
I'm very into the medical, but you see some pretty cool fires. They had a very, very large one a couple years ago, actually, of a kind of a meat factory or butchery place. Mm-hmm. So that was a big one. I think I was there for almost 11 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and
fighting the fire?
Yeah, and then once we got back, then I had to go to school.
Oh my goodness. So did the place burn down?
Unfortunately, it did, but eventually burned down, and they're actually rebuilding, and they're set to open in a couple months, I think.
Nice. How does your family help with Maddie's Mittens?
My family's a large help. My sister, she is a teacher for the West Aurora School District now, so she actually will occasionally find families that need stuff in. She'll be like, okay, I can get them, and then she'll go look through our stockpile that we have and get the items she needs, as well as she helps with distributions, and her and my mom both kind of run our social media.
Is there a basic screening process when people like contact or anything like that? You guys inspect the items and...
Yeah, so when we collect them, our stuff gets washed through Marbury cleaners. Ever since I was little. Marbury cleaners.
Okay.
They've been with us since we started, and they're very kind about washing the stuff. So we get things cleaned, hats and gloves, things like that. We actually just wash in our own washers. We have a lot of friends that also do it, and then we'll pair everything. Sometimes if something's damaged, we'll see if we can get it repaired. Otherwise, if something's just very kind of worn down, we'll put it in a giveaway pile, or we'll throw it away just because it's not something you really want to give away because it's kind of past its point of use.
And you guys are a 501c3
Yes.
nonprofit. Very cool. Started in 2009. So you guys got a lot of skin in the game. A lot of skin in the game.
Yeah.
What's been a defining moment of Maddie's Mitten March? What was a good day that a flag was planted?
I got a lot of them. I'd say there's two events that really stick out in my head. There's a day where there's this lady who was just in tears saying, "Thank you so much for this. I needed this. I wouldn't have had any winter gear without you." And then Thanksgiving Day, we did a distribution, just kind of a pop-up distribution at a location, and you have these big, tough, teenagers come on looking like, you're like, okay. They grab some of our hand-knit stuff. We have people who will hand-knit stuff. They grab mittens, and as soon as they off the bus, they put them on and start having a snowball fight.
Nice. Nice. That's pretty cool. I think that the perception of who helps and who is helping in society, I think you guys, yourselves and other organizations, I think you guys go a long way or do a lot of good stuff to help change that. A lot of times I believe that people have the perception that it's kind of a large corporate thing with, super old people pulling the strings behind, and making it happen. But I really do like to see that that 101 kind of action.
Yeah.
So what's next for Maddie's Mitten March?
Right now our current issue that we have, issue/goal, is we need a place for a permanent facility. The facility we're in now is great. The owners are great, but they want to sell their business,
right.
And so if someone chooses to buy their building, we may not be guaranteed a spot to keep our current location. So we need a facility that can house us and our buses. So we're just currently looking for that, but obviously when trying to buy a facility, you need the money for it, and we just don't have that kind of capital right now for that.
Right.
So
ideal location for the facility?
we'd like to stay in the Aurora area.
Right.
Ideally.
What's the current location?
We're over on Morton Avenue on the west side of Aurora.
Okay. Well, yeah. Wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, got to stick around. Stick around. We got work to do. What's something that Aurora could really benefit from besides Maddie's Mitten stand?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Aurora provides a lot of great resources for the community. I can't think of one specific thing that would be a great benefit to them right now.
Yeah, and Aurora's made a lot of good changes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of comeuppance. So what's Maddie specifically going into 2021? What's your goals?
My goals, I'd like to see us give away more than we did in 2020. Obviously, the pandemic put a little bit of strain on us, but it doesn't mean the need's not there, so we still try to give out as much as we can. I'd like to kind of top that this year, as well as in my personal life, do well in school and like any other college student.
Right, and you go back soon?
Yes, I start on the 11th.
Okay.
And then we're virtual till the end of the month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's been no discussion yet of when in person would start? Have there been rumblings?
February 1st. We will start in person.
February 1st. Okay. All right. The show ends on a positive note. Well, and then we're going to actually go.
Yeah.
This part of the show ends on a positive note. What's your message for the people today?
Be nice to each other, and if you see someone struggling, help them out. I mean, be grateful for what you have.
It's a good message.
Thank you.
So this is, if I were a director, I'd be like, cut, but
It's one of those things I go,
yeah, exactly. So stay tuned, because we are going to check out a very cool vehicle for you guys, Maddie's Mittens March the Bus. But on behalf of the second largest city's first daily news podcast, we want to say a quick momentary peace.